Like we've mentioned before, the system is impacting all of our roadways this evening. That's why 13 on your side, Josh Albertus is tracking the roads right now. He's joining us live. Josh, where are you and what are you seeing?
Yeah, we're still on northbound 131, US 131, near the I-96 interchange north of Grand Rapids, kind of in the Comstock Park area. And I can tell you, I mean, we were down towards the southern end of Kent County, more towards Byron Center earlier. And I can tell you, just as we've kind of been anticipating and then reporting today, it does get worse the further south you go. We were hearing about those potentials for larger totals down near the Kalamazoo area. So as we went south, we could definitely see how conditions got much worse as you went to the south. But I want to flip the camera around and see what we're looking at right now. I mean, visibility has obviously decreased. These conditions have deteriorated as we've seen this situation that, compared to earlier this week in sort of round one of the winter weather of the week on Wednesday evening, this is a very different scenario for a few reasons that bring their own dangers and cautions. This has much quicker accumulation we've seen than what we saw Wednesday evening during round one as we were tracking those conditions from the roads as well. The major concern this time, as opposed to Wednesday evening, that was a lot of, the lake effect concerns, the very quick shift to near whiteout conditions, the very high winds. This time around, the major concern isn't as much the wind as it is that accumulation, the amount of snow that we're seeing. Similar conditions are kind of across the entire area, not as isolated as some of those more lake effect conditions on Wednesday as bands moved in. Now, we're already seeing a lot of those deteriorating conditions, a lack of pre-existing tire trails in some areas I might mention as well. That's something you want to keep an eye out for and be very vigilant of as well, especially near the M6 area earlier when we were heading northbound. We saw some of those lack of tire trails there as well. And we are expecting, of course, this is just the beginning, as we can expect it to continue to get worse this evening. Now, this appears to be, more of that heavier, wetter snow that can complicate travel even more. It can be harder for cars to get a grip. Sometimes, especially if you stop somewhere like a stop sign or a traffic light, it can be difficult for the car to get a grip there. So some of what we were hearing from local officials, local leaders rather, this week still applies. If you have to go out tonight, make sure things like your antifreeze has a good level to it, that your wipers are checked to make sure that they are in good condition, that your fuel tank has a good amount of gas in it. But of course, as well, one of the biggest things we were hearing, as we have been trying to do, you can see now we've been trying to do throughout these conditions, keep your distance, keep a good distance. It's safest to leave that space, to go slow, to avoid any potential, as much potential as possible, of those accidents or other dangers with cars that may be in front of you. I would mention again, as we have this week, as when you see those road crews out there, when you see the snow plows, it's actually Michigan law that you have to keep at least a couple hundred feet between you as you are driving and a snow plow in front of you. So that is in Michigan law now when it comes to that space requirement on the roads. But what happens, if you do get stuck? We talked a little bit about that earlier in this hour, and some of those things that you want to keep in that emergency kit. The state of Michigan online has access to what they recommend be in that emergency safety kit. You can go online from the state of Michigan and see what they recommend there. But we're going to keep out here and keep tracking these conditions as the night goes on. For now, live in the Weather Chaser, Josh Albertus, 13 on your side.